sailor, Mark. You're not a bad cook. You used to cook all the time.
I do cook all the time.
So who taught you to cook? Liani?
No. Lavinia.
You think it's my fault, don't you?
Some men can cook, some can't.
I'm talking about Lavinia.
Lavinia loved you. She still does. But she needed commitment.
The fact that you're right didn't make that any easier to hear. Did you tell Lavinia?
She didn't ask.
Smart woman.
What the...
Say anything? Oh, look! He's going down!
Is he all right? He's alive!
Come on, lad. Put your hand up. I got him.
He's breathing.
So, how long was he underwater for?
Not long. He's been unconscious since we got him on board the Rattler.
Do you know who he is?
I've never seen him before.
I'll go get some dry clothes.
Look, I'm sorry. I know this is awkward. We just didn't know where else to take him.
We can't avoid each other, David. Matavi's too small. Besides, I'm a damn good nurse. I kept you patched together, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I told you before, we'll still be in each other's lives. I want it that way.
I'll check in on him tomorrow.
Lovely sermon, Reverend.
Really? Considering you dozed off during the best part.
Sorry. I didn't sleep very well last night.
Something troubling you?
It shouldn't be. Tahiti's beautiful, just as Jack's promised. Lavinia's been wonderful letting me work at the bar.
Are you homesick?
Well, not for the people so much as the work. When I was in Essex, I wrote to Jack twice a week. I had a story in the paper nearly every day. But since I've been here, I haven't picked up a pen.
There's no reason you can't start corresponding again.
Another pen pal? After what happened last time, I don't think so.
Well, then, some other kind of writing. A journal, perhaps.
No, that's not enough. I need more of a challenge. So, I've had this notion. I'm thinking of starting an island newspaper. What? You think it's not a good idea?
On the contrary, I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm sure you'll give William Randolph Hearst a run for his money.
How's our patient?
He's conscious, a little weak, but at least he's eating.
Good. Oh, what's his name?
I don't know.
You didn't ask.
About 100 times. He doesn't remember. I think he's got amnesia, David.
You're looking better.
Thank you. That lady, Lavinia, she's gone to so much trouble. I don't know how to repay her.
Oh, don't you worry. Another day or two, she'll have you cleaning dishes or hauling out drunks. Do you remember me?
You look familiar. Were you here last night?
Mm-hmm. I fished you out of that ocean before you became shark food. Any idea what happened?
No, I woke up here and that's all.
Well, that was one hell of a big explosion that you're in. Was it your boat?
Boat? I don't know.
So you don't remember if anyone else was on board? What is it?
Is this man bothering you?
No, not at all. It's just that it's all a blank.
Oh, I know the feeling. There's been plenty of mornings I've woken up with a blank.
Particularly when he's had too much to drink the night before. That cut on your forehead seems to be healing fine. Doesn't look like the only accident you've been in, though.
A gift from my brother. He hooked me with a fishing lure.
See? Your memory's coming back already.
You need some rest.
We're gonna have to think about what we're gonna call you, though.
Rota.
Is that your name?
Rota Endo.
David Grieve. Good to meet you.
Thank you. And thanks for saving my life.
Pleasure's mine.
I'm really not comfortable going through the lieutenant's papers like this.
We'd ask him to do it if he were in town.
Besides, who covered your bet when that American naval regiment fleeced you?
I'll pay you back, Captain Grief, I swear.
Forget it. Just tell me if anybody's reported a missing boat,
No, we still haven't received any notices.
Are you sure?
This is the third time you've had me check.
Well, maybe he thought the third time would be a charm.
Look, the lieutenant's ship should be arriving any minute now. Maybe he knows something this office doesn't.
Thanks. We'll talk to him. Oh, and Christian,
Yes, sir?
next time you play poker, try not to blush when you're bluffing.
Doesn't make any sense. It's been almost a week since the explosion. So we keep checking back.
There's something weird about this whole thing. That kid, when I spoke to him before, seemed nervous, scared almost.
Well, so would you if you woke up and you couldn't remember who you were.
Maybe.
Colin, I think I may have found an office for the paper.
Timing's perfect. There's a story worth telling at Lavinia's.
Rotendo. Lavinia has him in the room next to mine. He started screaming last night after I'd gone to sleep. He was having a terrible nightmare.
Maybe if you write about him, someone will recognize him.
Thank you, Father.
Something like the power of the printed word.
Which is what I wanted to talk to you about. My old paper had a small press they never used, but I can't afford to ship it out here. So I was wondering...
There is a press on the island. In Lieutenant Mollet's office. He uses it for bulletins and wanted posters.
Well, do you think he'd let me borrow it?
I don't know. The lieutenant isn't the most reasonable of men.
Colin, does the lieutenant like to talk about himself?
It probably isn't very Christian of me to say so, but I suspect the lieutenant is his own favorite subject. Why?
You sailing out today?
Here.
What time's the next boat? I need to get to the north side of the island straight away.
Well, maybe the ship's owner is just out of town.
Then why hasn't anybody noticed his ship's missing? Like a partner.
Or maybe he doesn't have a partner. What if he works alone?
There are virtues to being a solo operator. You meet so many interesting people.
You steal doses.
Oh, no, better than that, David. I'm an honest woman now. The word is you're a single man.
Isn't that right?
Hey! That's my horse! Just help yourself!
Get my horse!
You okay?
I'm fine. Is the kid okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
So I agree. I'll take over. I saw that man take Miss Reed's horse.
Lieutenant. His name's Roto Endo. We rescued him last week when his boat exploded.
Roto Endo. Ah, yes. I had him up the drunk and disorderly last month on the wharf. Get up. You're Roto Endo?
Yes.
From Prepara on the north side of the island?
Yes.
Amnesia? Is this some kind of a joke?
What are you talking about?
I have never seen this man before, and he's not Roto Endo. So who is he?
Yeah.
Damn it. I think I've broken my leg.
You've got the whole beach to play on. Don't torture your father.
Yes, I'm doing a mighty good job of that myself.
Can I get you anything?
How about a new leg?
Should I come back another time?
Unless you can see, I'm very busy right now.
Please stay, David. Maybe you can put him in a better mood.
I'll try. It's good to see things operating so normally around here.
You call this normal?
It's a fine-looking cast. Who did it for you?
This doctor from Boston. He stopped in town on the way to New Caledonia.
How long you laid up for?
A couple of weeks.
I must see if I can book you in for a few riding lessons between now and then.
Me and the kid can take them together. So did Morley help him out?
Depends on your definition of help. You arrested him. Anyway, Morley says he can't be sure the kid hasn't done anything wrong until he finds the real Roto Endo.
You don't think he killed the real Roto, do you?
No, I don't. But I don't understand why he lied and played us for fools. After all, we did save his life.
That doesn't mean he has to tell us the truth.
Yes, look, Liani, I think we should get him on his feet. He has too much time to be philosophical.
Liani says Mauriri is a worse patient than either of the kids.
Is he in a lot of pain?
No, he just can't stand up being out with David every day.
Lavinia, I was wondering if we could talk.
Sure. As soon as this crowd clears out. Anything wrong?
Oh, no. No, late is fine.
Can I take for those?
Thank you, Lavinia. I was a million miles away.
Bad news?
Not bad so much. It's troubling.
Who's it from?
Morgan Stafford, a missionary friend in China. Have you heard about the Boxers?
No. Who are they?
They're a secret Chinese martial arts society. They want to rid the country of all foreigners, including missionaries. They've begun attacking people in the streets of Peking.
Is that where your missionary friend is based?
No, he's in the northeastern provinces, but I'm worried.
Well, it sounds like he's a fairly safe distance from the capital.
I hope he's all right.
What if I send a telegram to some of my newspaper friends in London? See if they know anything about it.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
You know, I have this funny feeling about him. I don't think he's bad. I think he's afraid.
Of what?
I don't know. But why else would he think it was safer to pretend to be somebody else?
Maybe he's just a con man.
I don't think so. How about you come down to the jail with me? Maybe he could open up to a woman. Seem to relax around Lavinia.
Then why not bring her?
I'm not in a position to ask for any favors right now.
But you are of me.
Ah, Miss Reed. And Grief, I've been looking for you. I contacted the officials in Prepara, where the real Rota Endo lives.
And what did they say?
Well, Rota Endo hasn't been reported missing. And as far as that ship goes, no one's made a claim for it. And I'm still suspicious about that scoundrel. But I have to let him go. Unless, of course, you wish to press charges, Miss Reed.
It's not worth the trouble. I'd rather he just left town.
Well, Lieutenant, can I see him before you release him?
Yeah. Come by this evening.
I see Morley is still an excellent housekeeper.
Certainly hasn't made any improvements since I was here.
You were thrown in jail?
For a crime I didn't commit. And what about you?
I've made mistakes. It's too late to take them back.
What are they?
It doesn't matter. You can't help me.
You can trust us. What are you afraid of?
If you just tell us about the trouble you're in, maybe we can do something about it. All right. They're releasing you tomorrow. You can go back to wherever it is you came from. Try not to get blown up.
Captain Grief! You've got no call to believe me. I had a good reason for lying.
Take care of yourself, whoever you are.
I think you were right about that kid.
Yes, well, thanks for trying to help. It was worth a shot.
Why do you care about him so much?
When you save someone's life, you feel connected to them.
You saved my life. Do you feel connected to me?
You know, we haven't spent much time together lately. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. We could go for a swim. You interested?
I'd love to. You lied to me.
Lie? Such an ugly word.
But in this case, accurate.
Okay, all right. I gave the crew a week off since Mauriri broke his leg.
And because you need a crew today, you asked me out.
Not to make too fine a point of it. Yes.
I thought we were going swimming.
I am. You're welcome to join me.
David, what's going on?
This is more or less where we found that kid and saw the explosion. So I just want to check out what's on the ocean floor.
And if I don't want to?
It's a long swim back to Matterburn. Oh, come on, Isabel. Give me a hand to stay with the ship. Please. What else are you gonna do?
Fine. But if you get a cramp, I'm not coming in after you. You can go ahead and drown.
Lavinia, I'm finished.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Have you got a minute?
Sure.
Don't quite know how to say this, but I'm going to have to leave.
Why?
I'm sorry, I feel terrible. But I want to start making my own way and make my mark like you.
You gonna start a bar?
A newspaper.
Can't you run the newspaper and still work in the bar?
Well, I've tried that the past few days, and it feels like I'm not doing either job well. Besides, it's not like I made a great waitress. You'll probably save a fortune in broken glasses.
Yes, but Claire, it's not like I can just snap my fingers and find someone to replace you. This puts me in a real bind.
I know, and I do feel bad about that. But I've thought about this for a long time, Lavinia. I've got to start making my way in the world. Do you understand that?
Find anything?
Pointy. The ship was the Land's End.
What was she carrying?
By the looks of it, enough German rifles to start a small war.
Ooh. Grenades to finish it.
Let's not stick around and find out. I'll host the myself.
Can you get it faster?
It wasn't the lend a hand.
Shipping out of water, David. They're not live.
You're saying?
Who do you think opened fire on us?
My guess is the same people transporting those German munitions.
Yeah, okay, but why shoot us?
Those grenades can fetch a high price in any number of countries. There are people who kill for a lot less money.
If you're right, could explain why that kid was so scared. Where are you going?
To find the Land's End owner. If his ship was stolen, he should know what it was used for. And if not, well, let's just say I owe him a whole heap of buckshot.
So do I. I'm going with you.
No, thanks.
Those people shot at me, too. And you know what? You can't tell me what I can and can't do. You dragged me out to the Land's End when you wanted, now I'm coming with you. After all, what else have I got to do?
Nice comeback. Okay.
I appreciate your taking the time to let me interview you. I know what a busy man you are.
Oh, my work's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week obligation.
So, can you tell me about your typical day?
Well, let me see now. This morning, I patrolled the village on horseback, mediated a squabble.
Over what?
Pig's feet. The men in question were butchering a rather impressive boar, and they both wanted the feet for stew.
You probably prevented a potential riot, no?
Oh, my sentiments exactly.
Sir, this just came over the wireless from Paris. The governor wants to discuss it with you at his residence right away.
The governor often calls upon my expertise to explain issues that he otherwise wouldn't understand. Well, for example, right now, there's a militant faction in China.
The Boxers?
Yes. And France has decided to send military force to Peking.
To quell attacks against foreigners.
Yes. Well, of course, I don't expect you to understand the finer points. And I am sorry, but we shall have to finish this later.
Of course. Lieutenant, I understand you have a printing press in your office. I'd like to strike a deal with you in order to use it.
Well, it's needed here. Anyway, why should I loan it to you?
Well, I can't afford to buy my own press until I see how the paper does. What I'm proposing is a rental fee amenable to both of us.
It's not my job to subsidize new business.
It would be good public relations for your office.
I'm the law, Miss Devon. I don't need good public relations.
But it's always helpful, isn't it? And aren't your superiors coming through Matavai soon?
You wouldn't be trying to blackmail me now, would you?
Oh, not at all, Lieutenant. I'm offering you a chance to have your article run in the first issue. I think your superiors would be very pleased with what I'd have to say.
Well, I shall give you a trial run for 1 month, and then we'll see.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That's very kind.
Lieutenant.
I'm busy, Grieve.
I found out the name of that ship that blew up.
The one you rescued that kid from?
Yes, that's right, the Land's End. Would you mind looking it up in the ship's registry for me?
Well, I don't have to. I've registered it myself just 2 weeks ago. It's owned by a Mr. Klaus Hellman.
Klaus Hellman?
You know him?
Yes, he was a partner of Kurt Gunter's. Handled Gunter's American trade. Sounds like he's gone into business for himself.
He mustn't know his ship's missing, otherwise he would have reported it.
Well, I can let him know if you like. You're obviously very busy yourself.
He moved in above the general store.
Hey, you can't just barge in like this, Mr. Allen. He's a very busy man.
He also sees we have a mutual friend.
No, it's all right, Dietrich. Please. And, who are you?
Isabel Reed.
And David Grieve.
The David Grieve?
Depends on what you've heard.
Well, Kurt Gunter told me that you were a lying, thieving bastard whom he wouldn't trust to tell him the time of day.
Old Gunter always was a flatterer.
To what do I owe this, pleasure? Are you looking for a job?
Sounds like you have plenty to hand out. With offices here, Australia and New Zealand.
You've been checking me out. I didn't think we'd been in town long enough for anyone to notice.
You're obviously doing very well. How many ships in your fleet?
Oh, half a dozen.
Are you happy with all of them?
Why? Are you interested in selling the Rattler?
How's the Land's End?
She's in San Francisco right now, delivering a shipment of copra.
Are you sure?
Of course. I received a cable from the captain yesterday.
That's some boat.
What do you mean?
We just saw her at the bottom of the ocean floor with several cartons of rifles and German hand grenades. Now, how can she be there and in San Francisco at the same time?
You should stay out of the sun, Grief. It's baking your brains. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
Yes. So do we.
See that they don't cause any trouble.
I'll be right with you. We're a little short-handed.
That's fine.
Your room rate's going up, by the way. I need to cover the cost of hiring another girl.
I understand.
So, how's the paper?
Startup costs are killing me.
Running your own business can be hard work. But if it's what you want, stick with it.
Do you really believe that?
There've been some rough moments with this bar. Times when I've had to swallow my pride to keep things going.
Well, I've tried that. I've begged every business in town to buy an ad, but they're all waiting to see how the paper goes first.
You hadn't asked me about an ad for the paper.
I left you stranded, Lavinia. You're the last person I can ask to bail me out.
It's not bailing you out. It's business. And besides, I need another waitress.
Well, since it's the first issue, I could offer you a discount. Say a full page for the price of a half.
Deal. Just make sure you spell my name right.
How much longer do you think Morley will be with the governor?
No telling. We'll fill him in on Hellman as soon as we can.
If you don't want to die, do exactly as I say.
Nice of him to give us the option.
Put your hands up! Take me off this island right now. No questions asked. Don't shoot, please.
You're the one who bought the gun. What are you doing in Matterby? Thought you went home.
I need to find a ship to get off the island.
What's your real name? No more lies.
My name's Buru Hai. Rhoda got me a job crewing for Hellman. Good money if I kept my mouth shut. Otherwise, my family would be in danger. I didn't know we were transporting weapons.
So why lie about your name?
Rhoda got careless with the grenades. The ship exploded and both he and the captain were killed. I figured if everyone thought I was Rhoda, then Hellman would think I was dead and leave my family alone.
So that's why you stole my horse? So you could get to the other side of the island and check on your family?
Yes. By the time I got home, it was too late.
Sorry. Look, I need to ask, who's Hellman selling them to?
The boxers in Peking. Rhoda and I were hired for 2. You rescued me on the first.
Another shipment's going out?
Tomorrow.
From where?
They're loading from the warehouse at Tautera.
How far away is that?
It's on the west side of the island. The better part of an eye from here.
If we sail, maybe. Not if we ride.
If I don't get off the island, Hellman's men will kill me. Just like they did my family.
One more person pulls a gun on me today.
You'll what? Shoot?
Don't mind if I do. You held me up with an empty gun.
I'll take Kai this time.
I don't have the patience for this.
Nice work, Isabel. Get Buru to the rattler. I don't think so. Let's try this the old-fashioned way.
I'll keep this until you become a better shot.
They're not following us. I still think we should have taken the horses. Much faster.
Oh, really? We need the grenades that are on the ship.
They're portable. We could have brought them with us.
Are galloping across Tahiti with grenades in our back pockets? I don't think so. Buru, are you okay? Do you have any family left?
I've got a sister in Samoa.
Well, I laid my crew off for a few days. If you're interested in some work for the time being, I'm happy.
I'd appreciate that. I want revenge for my family. But until then, keeping busy is the best thing I can do.
Making some headway?
Yes. Yes, the governor's office stored files here for the past few years, but once I get those sorted out, I'll be in good shape. Where are you going?
I booked a passage to Peking. I'm going to find Morgan. I just can't wait around anymore.
Colin. Sit down for a minute. I heard back from my friend on the London Times.
And?
You were right to be worried about the boxers.
I know. I received this from Morgan today. The Boxers have moved into the provinces. Missionaries where he's stationed are being murdered. Morgan's gone into hiding. I suppose I'll start with his parish. Someone's bound to know where he's gone.
Colin. My friend sent me the names of the people who've already been killed in the uprising. Morgan Stafford was on the list. I'm so sorry.
That isn't possible. His posting ends in a month. He's coming to see me.
Colin, do you have the other letters that Morgan sent to you?
Yes. All of them.
Well, I'd like to print them in the first edition of the paper.
Why?
Morgan Stafford left behind a first-hand account of history as it was being made in our own backyard. If people can learn from that, maybe in a strange way his death serves some purpose.
Yes. All right.
I'd like something else. I want you to write a eulogy that I can publish, so that this town knows Morgan the way you did. This story must have a human face. Will you do that for me? For him?
David?
Bang!
Hate it when you do that.
I was just trying to teach you to be more careful. You'll thank me one day.
Find anything?
No, nothing along the southern coast. You?
Hellman wasn't around.
Do you think we missed him?
Yeah, maybe. Didn't miss Dietrich, though. He was in town. He must have ridden a horse here.
Whereabouts in town?
Coming out of a leasing office. Walked straight past me. So I went inside and found out where he was renting a warehouse.
Now, how did you get the clerk to tell you that?
Girl can do wonders with the right smile.
Careful. Throw them too hard and we'll all go sky high.
I just want to get out of here before nightfall.
An admirable goal, but I'd like to get out of here alive.
I count 2 men. Plus Hellman and Dietrich, and an awful lot of guns and grenades.
And better odds.
Costa had better odds.
I could take Hellman's horse, go and alert the local authorities.
They'll be gone by the time you come back. Besides, if Hellman's paid off the law in Barbara, I'm sure he's done the same here in Tatira.
Do you have a better plan?
If you can get rid of the horses so Hellman can't escape, I'll take care of the rest.
Oh, you will you? No, you don't need my help. I'm just along for a nice day's sail.
Okay, it'd be a big help if you could come back and give me a hand. Please.
I'll think about it.
Is that coconuts I smell or just a rat?
I'm disappointed in you, Grief. I'd heard you were smarter than this. Why would you give us another chance to kill you?
Well, your good buddy Dietrich did such a lousy job in the alley. I didn't want him to feel bad.
I promised to take good care of the Rattler. After you're dead, she'll do very well. Running munitions.
The Rattler is more ship than you can handle, Helm.
I've fallen off my horse. I think I've twisted my ankle. Could you gentlemen help me? both got a good look while you had the chance.
We could have been partners, Grief, if I'd liked you better.
I've already got plenty of friends, thanks.
Yes, but I dare say none of them are as rich as I'm going to be once I finish selling these grenades.
You know the Chinese are using them against the Christian missionaries, don't you?
It's of no concern to me what they use them for.
They're killing innocent people.
No, you're forgetting your history, Grief. Britain humiliated China during the Opium Wars. Europe has been carving up their trading rights. I don't blame the Chinese for wanting Westerners out.
I'm not arguing about 50 years of history, Hellman. I'm talking about the slaughter of innocent missionaries.
Actually, we're through talking. Take him outside, away from the grenades, and kill him.
Let's go take a walk.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Ah, Grief. He fished that out of the Land's End. It's waterlogged. It's useless.
Those grenades worked fine when your boys were at the wreck. Or didn't they tell you?
You're bluffing.
Try me.
Take cover!
That is some mess you made.
The saddle. That's the best diversion you could come up with.
I had my hands full outside. Besides, it got their attention.
Let's go. There's a lovely solemn mattify with your name on it. You coming?
No. You've got Brewery to help you sail the Rattler. I figured I'd ride back. Let's just see who gets to mattify first, shall we?
With some more people.
What took you so long?
No need to gloat. There was no wind. I thought you were only 2 horses short.
Hellman won't be needing these where he's going. Besides, this horse likes me. Does exactly what I say. I think I'll call him David.
Grief. The next ship leaves for Samoa in a week's time. I'll telegraph my sister for the money.
Don't you worry about it. Work for me till then, and we'll call it even.
Thanks. For everything.
Have you been bad? Leanna kicked me out. She figured if I was going to mope around the house, I might as well be at the bar. Besides, I reckon it's been too long since anybody beat you at poker.
Put your money where your mouth is.
So what have you been up to, partner?
You know, not a lot.
What's this?
The first issue of the Matavai Messenger. I wanted you to see it before anyone else. Ta-da!
You blew up a warehouse.
Well, I had to amuse myself somehow while you were laid up.
I told you I needed a help wanted notice, not an advert for the bar.
I know, but I was thinking I'd like my old job back. Part-time.
What about the paper?
I'm fairly certain I can manage both jobs.
You sure?
It seems silly to come all the way across the world and then give up the chance to be right in the thick of things.
Another beer, love.
Come and see me tomorrow. I think we can negotiate a longer-term arrangement for the Princess Press.
Lieutenant, excuse me. That's not free. You think it reads well?
I think Morgan would have been very pleased.
And you?
I would rather that he was still alive. But I'm grateful you gave me the opportunity to give him a fitting send-off.
You did a good job.
So did you.